If your friends were to describe you, what would they say?
Short, Canadian, and I think that's about as much thought as most of my friends give me, to be honest. No, I think I love a project. I love a fixer-upper, and that's why I'm buying small businesses. But it's not just fixer-upper businesses. It's cars. It's anything, and so I think some of the people that I feel like I have the closest relationship with are I have 4 or 5 different on-again, off-again homeless people that I've worked with in various capacities for the last 7 years or so, and the truth of the matter is, I think I started it with the goal of fixing them, like, okay, you're homeless, how do we fix that, and let's make you a project, and our goals for you are, and my perspective dramatically shifted when I was working with a Haitian guy, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why this guy didn't want a home. He had 2 degrees, he spoke 4 languages. You would never know to look at him that he was homeless. He always dressed well, usually in a sports coat, and you wouldn't know that he was borrowing cars from friends to drive Uber, and Uber caught on, and that ended that. But he'd borrow their cars to drive Uber, and he was living in them. And I lent him my car for about 4 months, and I said to him, dude, why you'll never be able to visit your kids. He was divorced. He had several kids. You'll never be able to visit your kids until you have a home. We got to get you a home. And finally, he just said, Jared, I don't need a home. I don't want a home. He said, when I grew up in Haiti, we had 1 room, and we had a toilet. And I didn't grow up in a house. I grew up sleeping and eating in the jungle. And he said, I don't feel right in a home. And he said, what I need is an address where I can get mail, because I can't do anything without an address. So can I use your address? This was like 3 years into trying to help this guy. And when I finally actually listened to him and stopped treating him like a checklist, and listened to him and had him tell me his goals for his life, suddenly we started making genuine progress. And what's really interesting now is that he's in a home. Once I butted out and started playing the game his way, we started making some real genuine progress. And now we are really good friends. And I don't think of him as a project anymore. I don't think of him as a fixer-upper. I think of him as a guy that actually had a really unique perspective that dramatically expanded my idea of what the definition of home was. His idea of home wasn't where he kept his stuff. It was the way his friends remembered him. And so when he came and he saw an old friend, he would always reminisce. And that to him was that sensation of home.
If you could leave one piece of wisdom with the world, what would it be?
The people are motivated by much more complex things than money. I went to business school, and the whole idea of capitalism and the economy and what have you is usually couched in terms of profit and gains and what have you. And I don't know, there's a famous quote out there. It was probably Peter Drucker who said it. Show me your incentives, and I'll tell you the behavior of your people. And what I found is that as I've been in the trenches working with people, whether it's professionally or personally or in a religious aspect, what I found over and over is that people are motivated by much more complex things than money, and that money is actually a very poor motivator. I've seen my team keep working for weeks without paychecks, not knowing if the company was going to survive, because they loved each other. Not that they loved me, but they loved the team aspect. Yeah, if I could leave one extremely long thing with the world, it's that, that people are much more beautiful and complex than you ever suppose, you know.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you kidding?